Hi guys, it's Loxy and I'm out here today and I'm going to be harvesting some roses and I'm going to be sharing and showing you guys how to make your own rose water. So I'm going to be picking some roses. You know, there is so much that you can do with roses. People can put roses in their salads. You can make rose jelly, which is like almost like jam that you can create with roses. They make rose essential oil, which is very good for your skin. It moisturizes the skin. Roses they can be used in potpourri. They can be used as in those little scented bags that you buy in store to put in your linen drawers. They can be used for beautifying purposes. A lot of people use roses at weddings and at events on the table. And roses can also be used to create rose water. Now, a lot of micellar waters that you buy in store use roses for their products. Like if you buy rose water in store, this right there, that is actually what it comes from. Rose water is made from pure roses, and then they add in essential oils and preservatives and other good skincare stuff to make the rose water and the micellar waters even better. So that is why I have a rose bush in my garden, except that it looks pretty and it smells nice. You can use it for a lot of stuff. And I lose a lot of these roses go into my products. I sometimes even put whole roses in my soap, because then the soap, you know, it takes like the benefit out of the roses and puts it into the soap. I create rose water with my roses. A lot of my products use roses, and I even sometimes use essential oils that are made with roses, because what they do is they take the oils out of the rose. You can see right there. And a lot of the time, even rose seeds can be used. They can make rosehip oil. Now, rosehip oil is also very good oil for skin. A lot of the times you buy skincare products in store, you will see that it actually contains rosehip oil. Like this rose tree doesn't have any seeds on it yet, but rosehip seeds are like these round little seeds that contain the most wonderful oils, and they can make it. I think they created by cold pressing it. Like they create olive oil and then they use the rosehip oil in different kind of stuff. And I don't know how many of you know it, but rosehips, the dried rosehip can also be used. A lot of people, even equestrians, they use it for their horses. They put it in their horses' feeds because it's really, really good for your horses. So rose trees aren't just in the garden to make it look beautiful. They can be used for a lot of stuff. And now that I've got all the roses that I need, I'm going to take this inside and I'm going to show you guys how to make your own rose water. We're back, and I'm now going to show you how to create your rose water. Now, rose water can be used in a lot of ways. You can even, use it on your face as a toner. You can put it in your skincare products, and some people even wash their faces with the water, or they can put it in those spray bottles. A lot of the times you buy rose water in store, and they will spray it on their faces. I believe some rose waters are even used in makeup setting sprays, and you can even some of these makeup removal wipes, makeup removal products even contain rose water, to moisturize the skin. So the first thing I do once I've picked my roses is I put them in water. I rinse my roses because you want to, make sure there isn't any dust or stuff on them. So I put them in the water, and I just make sure that I rinse them, just rinse them, make sure they're nice and clean. Now I've picked an entire bowl of, entire bucket of rose water. Oh, roses. I'm going to make the water. I don't have the water yet. I've got a lot of roses to make the water with. Now the thing with rose water is almost like essential oils. You need a lot of roses to make a lot of water. Now, 1 cup of roses is basically equal to 1 cup of water. So if you put these rose petals in a cup, you're going to be like, and they're full 1 cup, then you're going to add 1 cup of water. Now, since I have a lot more than 1 cup, we're going to make a little bit more rose water, but it depends on how strong you want your rose water and on what kind of roses you use. But still, I'm going to make a little bit more than a cup of rose water, so you just want to rinse it. Make sure it's nice and rinsed, and then once you've rinsed it, you just kind of take it out. I'm just quickly going to, it gets sticky from the water. You want to take it out, and then I'm going to start my double boiler. I've already got the flames going down there, but I'm going to start my double boiler now. What I'm going to do is I'm only going to take the petals. I'm not going to take the roses. I'm not going to take the bottom. I'm not going to use that in my rose water. I'm only going to take the petals. So I'm now going to quickly remove the petals from the stems, and then I'm going to show you guys how to make the rose water. I use a double boiler to prevent the water from burning, and it is my advice is use distilled water because it's clean and it's pure and there's no bacteria in it. So use distilled water to make your rose water. There, I've got all of my rose petals separated from the stems, and I've got all of the roses in the double boiler. I have not yet added my water in there because I'm going to be, since I've rinsed the roses in the water, the petals are wet, so I'm going to use that water on the petals to steam the roses. That's just going to help us get more of the extract out of it. I'm going to add my water in just a little bit, but for now I'm only steaming it. And while we're waiting for the rose petals to steam, I'm going to quickly share some advice on what you need, the basics you need to create your own roses. So if you're going to create your own rose water. So if you're going to create your own rose water, you're going to want distilled water. You're going to want your roses. Then you're going to need a double boiler and a place to boil it on. You're going to obviously need a spoon or something to stir the roses with, and you're going to need to have a bottle or something to put your rose water in. So a spray bottle, or an old essential oil bottle, or something that you have around the house. And when you're creating rose water, you want to work clean with it, because I've disinfected this whole area with alcohol disinfectant. Because when working with roses and creating rose water, you want to work really clean. Well, any skincare product and any product you create, you want to work clean and you want to make sure there's no bacteria. So I cleaned out the pot, I cleaned the entire surface, and that's why we're going to be using distilled water and not just normal water you can tap or water you can find in a dam or something. So I'm going to be steaming this roses a little bit. Oh, sorry, I had my finger over the camera there. Remember to separate the stems from the leaves. I do not use the stems in the rose water. I only use the petals. And the roses that I create, I don't just use the roses for rose water. I create potpourri products, and that most of the potpourri and the fragrance sachets that I create use the roses and from the rose tree I have just shown you. I have been creating products for the last 2 years. I started out when I was back in 2022 December, and I started selling in January of 2023. And I create all kinds of skincare products. I am going to soon be launching a website that you can go and check out and see all of my products and my prices. And I started out, because I'm based in South Africa, I started out only couriering and nationwide, but now I have found a way to be able to courier my products international, so I can ship internationally. So for those of you who are not based in South Africa, don't worry, you can still get a hold of our products from Loxy Beauty. So I'm going to be later on in the channel sharing more of the products that I create and of what I do and what I use and why I use the essential oils and the herbs that I use. Okay, it's ready to add the water. So now I'm going to add our water in. I'm going to add the entire bottle because it's only a 500 ml bottle, I think, and I've got a lot of roses in there. So the water is in. And now I'm going to just stir and let it boil. And that's basically how you create your rose water. You pick your roses, you put them in your double boiler, you pick your roses, you have to remember to rinse the petals, you separate the petals from the stems and the seeds, and then you just put them in your double boiler, you steam them for a little while, and then you add your water, and then you just boil them for a little bit, and then once you're finished, you have your very own rose water. So I'm going to let that boil for a little while now, and then I will see you in the next video. Please like and share, and remember to subscribe and hit that little bell so you don't miss our next video, where I share more tips and advice and my products and more benefits about herbs and essential oils. God bless you.